we take with us. What we take with us survives. And those are qualities of consciousness, particularly qualities of green, blue, indigo. And trust and integrity, which I'm going to get into in terms of definitions and ramifications, I think are two of the primary qualities, because integrity actually means accord with our own values. So just maybe I'll do a first pass on this. From the Wikipedia on it, they say the word integrity evolved from the Latin adjective integer, which means whole or complete, and integer from the Wikipedia, or from the etymology, as an adjective, integer, complete, whole, intact, uninjured, sound, and healthy. And so we can die complete and uninjured. We can die or leave here, right? The body will die. And so that's easy to say, we'll die. But that's not really correct. The body dies. We don't die. I doesn't die. I is not of the body, or it's in the body but not of the body. It's not made by the body. It's prior to and will be subsequent to the body. Consciousness precedes matter, right? So before there was matter, there was intelligent infinity. And we therefore can survive and leave complete and whole, intact, uninjured, sound, and healthy. In mind, in spirit, in consciousness. And that's the point. And so we can live with integrity, we can leave uninjured, if we stay to the qualities of the values that we know, that we claim to hold. And so going on, it's a very interesting thing. I mean, defining terms that we use flippantly is very useful. There's some bird activity in the bamboo. There are many cute little birds at this time of year. In this context, it goes on, integrity is the inner essence, inner sense of wholeness, deriving from qualities such as honesty and consistency of character, right? Truthfulness, accuracy, honesty, morality. So, inner sense of wholeness, meaning mind, spirit, essential wholeness, coming from honesty and consistency. And then it says, final of the first paragraph, as such one may judge that others, quote, have integrity to the extent that they, and we'll talk about us, act according to the values, beliefs, and principles they claim to hold. So it's a resonance between it's walking your talk. Walking one's talk means demonstration in speech and behavior, physical behavior, of our thought and belief and values. So values, beliefs, and principles. Remaining true to our values, beliefs, and principles. Being... Oh, lovely. Yes, yes. Come on, baby. So, number one, this talk is not favored by the negatives, by the way. I've found a little resistance along the way. We have to recognize we have values and principles. Now, it comes out of our beliefs, and so you got to work, right view is number one.
So, he's saying that the body's going to die. You have wanderers and you have 3D natives mixed in this earth. Some people might know there are wanderers, some might not. Wanderers normally have all kinds of fucking information from being into advanced shit in other lives because they're from 6th density and they've come down to. I guess you have to look at Dolores Cannon's books or even subscribe to that, but you can't identify with your body. Your body has grown up from all the food you eat. Your soul imprints upon it. Your actions give it its personality, its tastes, its cravings, but it has basically on its own a thing going on. But you're not it. You're not it. You're in it. It's a part of you. But through the transition to full 4th density, you're not going to have that body make it with you. You want to identify with your soul, the salt of the earth, baby. Salt of the earth is your worth. Let's go back to a little more.
One. Lovely. Just a moment. Just a moment. I will close my window. The devil uses a chainsaw. It's just the planet, you know. You gotta have a strong. I need to have a strong stomach. So this is a land of, you know, this is the school of hard knocks and disruption, disturbance, discordance, and all the other words starting with a D happen again and again and again. Dukkha and death and dismay and despair and dismal and dark and doom. All the D words. Yes, indeed. The 4 is of 3D space-time here. Yep. So the point is, we have beliefs. We ought to know what they are. From our beliefs come our values and our principles. We ought to know what they are. The right view is number 1 in the Eightfold Path in Buddhism. And so right view is critical, which means know what you believe. And then, if possible, know what you value and what your principles are. Our principles are our values. We must know our values and our principles to remain true to them. And that's integrity. And trust is critical to that. Self-trust and then higher trust, or a trust, trust the plan. Ho ho. Logoic plan. Not a human plan. Logoic plan. But that, requires some struggle. Like they say, the word jihad is called struggle. The real struggle is internal. Absolutely. And so the real struggle is to know ourselves honestly, to know where we're confused and where we are not, to know what we believe and the degree to which our beliefs are sound and based in reality, objective reality outside of personhood and outside belief, preference. The heresy of this phrase, I don't want to believe it, which is a lot of action now. So, knowing what we believe, knowing how clear or confused we are. If you don't want to think, don't think. It's a lot of action here now. This is what happens, Sometimes I go into meditation and then all these sounds appear. Yeah. So, the notion of trust as that which may survive, or a crucial portion of integrity, being not only self-trust, but trusting that what we're facing in the world was expected for the last 3,000 years.
And now to finish with a little more on the old Beetle. Why? Because he's a D. run him over. You can't crush it.
We got very curious about this beetle. We wanted to study more about it. They evolved from the flying beetle. So originally, many million years ago, the beetle was flying, and at some point just decided to stay on the ground. When you look at the flying beetle, it has some kind of lids that actually protect the wings, and also they are very helpful for the flying process as well. But this terrestrial beetle that decided to go back to the ground didn't need the actuation of these lids. So they actually remain there and they start connecting. The way nature processed that connection, he made it with this kind of suture. This suture looks like a jigsaw puzzle where there is some kind of interlocking. We found that there are two different layers of protection. So they are connected with this blade structure that basically prevents any kind of motion, right? So there is no deformation. So that will be the first layer. If for any reason the load exceeds that one that actually will break this link, what happens is that you have the lamination. So there's going to be more graceful failure, which really allows for energy dissipation. Yes, the material fails because it's not elastic anymore, but it dissipates energy. So it allows a lot of time to deform, which gives you a chance to escape for the beetle. Or for us, if we are actually applying this to structures, it allows us time to evacuate a building. Now that we make the observation and we confirm that the beetle is the optimum geometry, then we actually go back to the models and trying to understand the why. Because if we understand how, we can extrapolate to other materials. So right now we have polymers. Can we then, take this information and put it in metals or ceramics?